Okay, so like, it just occurred to me as I was starting the stream that because of how I've had to punch my recording in for OBS here, a good amount of stuff is kind of being cut off here from the UI. Oh well, I guess. Anyhow, hey everyone, JSD Cool here, and welcome back to Timberborn today, which, has 1.0 coming out in like a week or two, so best get in all the streams that we can for this. Also, hello, I'm once again back here. Let's see, last time we left off preparing this area here to be flooded. Now, I will say 1.0, this past week, they did announce new automation shit for 1.0, which is pretty cool, but obviously that's not here yet. I don't have that. I don't even know if this mod that I'm using for this faction will work once 1.0 comes out. So maybe we restart, maybe we don't. But anyhow, let's let time continue here. As I do remember, we were doing pretty well in terms of resources. We have a decent amount of, we have a lot of food, decent amount of, you actually can't see the amount of water, because that's like right up here, right beyond where it shows. Oh, there it is. That shows the approximate water there. Wait. I guess it means 26 in the worker building and 385 in storage. Interesting. Regardless, we only have 2 logs in storage, which is the problem. I think I was getting ready to start figuring out a bigger forestry, because yeah, this forestry is completely expended. And all the trees over here have been cut down. So where... And I also don't have any unemployed people, so that's even worse. So the answer then, or the question then is, where do I put in a new forestry? I just flooded this lake here, because why not? I don't know if... Because a forestry requires a fair amount of land. I guess back here? Again, this whole bowl over this way is going to get flooded. Well, okay, to start with, ooh, I can't really build much in the way of platforms, as that would require stuff I don't have. Alright, we were just about letting this stuff get going, which produces some metal. I don't remember why I wanted metal. Yeah, let's get trees chopped in over here to start with, I guess. So, lumberjack flag over this way. And, okay, all these trees are marked as cutting, so I was going to start doing stuff here. I did want this to be my industrial area, but for now we can, I guess, go on with this being a forestry. Or like the other side of the river here being a forestry, potentially. Because there's actually a lot of green land over this way, so this could work really well. Let me mark all this for cutting, actually. Oh, also, I got this. So, building wax workers, yeah. So you may be able to hear in the background, you may be able to hear a fan going. Let's lower this building's employment priority here. Should helpfully... Oh, that doesn't even include this lumberjack flag. Oh god, we are a little bit fucked in terms of population right now. But anyway, the temperature has been going fucking wild recently. It wasn't that warm this week. I only got up to like 40. But, I mean, my phone's been going back and forth on whether it's gonna get up to 70 next week, this next week. So, like... Yikes. There's a lot of berry bushes over here, which I do not need, so I will end up removing. I'll end up completely removing these berry bushes. Just get, mark this entire land here as cuttable. Because that is what I want. And I guess the part of that river is also cuttable, eh? Obviously, we got to go right up to where the bad water is. That is a problem because they can't grow on contaminated. Can't really grow on contaminated land. I'd have to put contamination barriers along here, which is a pain. It's doable, but a pain. Actually, while I'm at it, I might as well get all the little shrubs and stuff in here. Okay, let's increase time a little bit. Mark all the bushes and rocks in this area as demolishable. Let's see, we have 9 children right now. Which means more population is on the way. Slowly. Very slowly. Wait, did I don't think I did not go down that far for harvesting, but I will, because this across the river here is actually a very good area in terms of farmable land. All right, I think I've gotten there's all the berry bushes marked for demolish. Yeah. And then, yeah, right down here, we'll mark all this as able to be cut, and then we should be good for stuff. But yeah, this week, the Timberborn devs, they announced a bunch of automation-related things for 1.0 that are pretty cool. So it's like an actual logic system, but something that I would not have in a million years expected. Here, let's make this a more important job. Okay. Something I would never have expected them to add would be HTTP-enabled logic. So basically, you can connect APIs to your game. So, to do whatever. So, like, an idea I guess I had for this sort of system would be, like, make Stream Deck indicators for your various, like, resource levels. So I can look at my... if I'm playing the game, I can look at the Stream Deck and see, hey, I have 430 water right now. It's just like a thought I had. You can also make other things like Twitch controls Timberborn, where you have chat events that go through some, you know, you have a Twitch bot that reads chat and then makes, like, triggers game logic based off of that. No good selected. Did I intend to select a good for this thing? If I did not, oh well, I guess. Yeah, if I need a good for this thing, I could just give it a good later. We do not want the path actually to go all the way back there. I'm actually gonna put some levees in here, wasting a little bit of loggage there, because obviously our secondary farm is over that way. So, okay, inventor hut. Ooh. Inventor hut jobs should be lower priority than regular jobs, as science is not that important when we have work that needs filling. Okay, and I'd argue water pumps are going to be a higher priority job. This one's already a max. Just because, you know, water. So who is that? This lumberjack flag. Okay, well, I want this lumberjack flag to actually be... I'll make this job less important. Let's find where the... Another lumberjack flag. Oh, motherfuckers. Okay. It doesn't seem like this guy's the most necessary right now. Because, yeah, this guy doesn't actually need to exist. Everything within range for this guy that is relevant is also in range for this guy. So this guy can handle the entire area. This hill seems like it has a fair amount of trees on it. And I'll mark them all... Wait, no, I won't mark them for demolition. I'll mark them all for cutting. But reaching them is not easy at all. I'll have to build stairs, which may be construed as a waste of resources. Perchance. I know that's stupid to say, but it's my game. How do I care how I spend the resources, right? Alright. Beep. Yep, okay. And that... There are a, like, lot of these little things around, like, and I do not want to get rid of them, as you know, as long as this thing is uncovered, I don't want the bad water leaking down into what's going to be my giant lake of no moving water. What do I have in resources? I actually have a decent amount of planks right now if I have 0 logs. Unfortunately, the platform still requires a couple logs. Yeah, that's just more expensive over there. Metal platform? That still requires logs! What the fuck is the point of a metal platform? Raised platform which connects as a bridge or foundation for other buildings. What the fuck is the point of the metal platform? If it just is, if it's like actually just more expensive than a regular platform. Yeah, like what the actual fuck is the point of the metal platform? The guy who made this faction is dumb. There, I said it. Yeah, logs are in critically short supply right now, but also so is labor, so checkmate, I guess? Yeah, a lot of stuff requires logs. This is not producing logs particularly fast over here. I mean, we have these guys here, which are, you know, short, but the rest of these guys are, you know, only a certain percentage here. Okay, some of these guys are actually 90... Here, let's see. 93%... Okay, so 30 times 0.93. That's 27 days out of 30. So within the next couple of in-game days... Oh yeah, that's basically 28 days. So yeah, the next 2 in-game days, a bunch of these trees will be coming... of age, which will mean that we'll have a sudden glut of this guy being able to harvest some trees. But that's about it. "12 children." Okay. Future population is growing. Wait, are these trees marked as... Well, mark these as cuttable! Holy crap! Mark these as cuttable and plant, I guess, more birch trees in their place. Because, oh my god, if we can reach them, we need logs right now. The only reason we're not getting more over this way is because we just don't have like, stairs and shit to them. We can't get rid of this because our paths don't go close enough. This kind of just exists to store water here. Not really any good reason beyond that. Just get some flooding going. Have that. Okay. Sure, all these trees over here are cuttable. In fact, let's move that to there. Only one of them is actually going to be able to be removed by this guy. Oh, piss. And the thing is, we do have to wait for... I don't want to... Nothing around the corner here screams I need to be removed. So... Here, we will... mark all these stumps here for demolition, because none of these are going to be growing anytime soon. Keep those builders busy. This tree, we do have to wait for that to grow up. We then also have to wait for that tree to grow up. But I could move this... Actually, I need to move this path out a little bit. Yeah, I guess I could move this farther... I'm pointing like you can see. Farther over this way. It's be closer to these trees, because it only needs to be able to get to this tree. So actually, industry... Lumberjack. Oh yeah, also, I guess a little bit of positive stream news today. Because the WAN show already happened. I don't have like a deadline for the stream or anything like that. Oh, hey. Yeah, you can see through there right nicely. Dirty toxic water up here. Dirty toxic water. This is a very interesting map. Oh, that tree just grew up. It's a very interesting map. Given the constant intertwining of rivers of water and rivers of shit. Natural bridge formations like this? This is fucking wild here. And I mean, I haven't even explored most of this. This is a gigantic map. Like this giant, I guess it's mostly filled with shit over this way, isn't it? Yeah, you got yourself a deep source right there. No real outflow, I don't think. Only a couple of small regular water sources in here. Of course, then we have this giant basin of regular water over here, which does actually have some outflow, albeit tiny amounts. Wait, is this? Oh, no, it's flowing. Oh, there's an outflow source right here to keep everything in check. Is that it? Yeah, but it looks at. Oh no, there's another one right there. Yeah. Very interesting stuff, though. This bad water source is completely diluted, though. So this way doesn't get 100% of bad water. Albeit, it does get more bad water from this source right next to my spawn here. This does kind of make most of the land infertile, actually, which is very annoying. Completely infertile. Alright, get rid of these guys. They are no longer useful to me. Well, at least not in their current form. I'll have to, start, putting in stairs so that they can climb up the, God, this is gonna be... I'll have to move these stairs around a lot, actually. It's like, this can only access this one block. But this also uses some logs. Actually, I have 63 right now. That's a decent amount of logs. Put a lumberjack flag here. And I have 2 unemployed beavers. Okay. We're actually doing fine now. Some kids grew up. Everything's gonna be fine. Alright, let's see. So, over here, they are slowly chipping away at this forest. Yeah, okay, up here we've got a bunch of trees that are growing now, so this is a good supply here. Obviously our food is not a problem. Because, yeah. We can't even harvest all these tomatoes down here. So we don't have a problem with food. Unhealthy soda. No. These blocks here are empty, but it doesn't matter. Functionally does not matter. Yeah, man, come on. Just give the lazy ass builders a while. Get up here, and then you'll be able to go slowly all around here. Yep, there you go. If you refresh now, there's a lot for you to do in range. Well, it's not a lot, but a fairly substantial amount of effort for you to do in range. Actually, I'll build more stairs here. Another set of stairs there. Charity Cole's playing City Skylines. Look at that. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to get all of these trees, but we'll be able to get a good portion of them. These guys are randomly hungry. Interesting. Very strange. Anyway. Alright, things have stabilized out. Okay, let's see. Where do we need to go next? What do we need to do next in this civilization here? So obviously we, I guess, work on this area over here to become the big proper forestry that I want it to be. And so that, of course, will require me to, like, fully proper... Oh, there's a tree right there, which is kind of annoying. Extend this path across the river here. Actually. Could... No, instead of those stairs... How long of a bridge would I need to build? I guess I gotta get rid of this path to get across this river. These things get ridiculously expensive with length. Now Jericho is playing Tower Sim 3. I would need the longest length bridge, which is way more science than I can afford. So that's not gonna happen. It's also kind of expensive. This one's within my price. That one's too short. This one's not. Okay. Bridges are off the table. Going back to the old way of doing things, where we just platform across the river. And then once over here, we can tear things down, build out more forestry and shit. And then we go down further, so... Unfortunately, this level right here is very thin and annoying to get to, so we'll potentially not be able to do that particularly well. Alright, well, that's that. A bunch of work's got to be done before any of that. This tree's got to frickin' grow. You have gotten everything within your reach there. So we'll get rid of that. Move the stairs here. Connect the path around there. While also telling the builders to come in and get rid of all the stumps in here. Now Jared equals playing. He cannot decide what to play. Alright. We do have a spare beaver right now, so I'm going to make them another lumberjack over this way. Let's see, what does a sluice cost? What's that going to cost me? 400 science. I don't quite have that yet. But 5 planks, 5 metal. We actually do have that. So what I'm thinking is, the next time a drought comes, we bust this thing down and replace it with a sluice that would point the water outward. That way... Okay, bad tide. First bad tide. This could potentially have some major negative effects on us. This whole area is gonna get fucked. All of the trees are gonna die, I just realized. So that's fun. So I guess, and yeah, that will not help us. We need a drought, not a bad tide, to fix this thing. So, whoops. But yeah, a lot of trees around the map are just gonna die and look fucking ugly. That's my one thing. That's my biggest gripe with bad tides is that they just kill all the trees everywhere that on the map that you're not operating, which causes the map to look awful. Like, it looks okay when you start. I mean, a lot of trees are dead already because they're not in green zones. But then when all the green areas suddenly become contaminated, it's like, okay, well, that just kind of fucking sucks. This area's going to become contaminated and never come back. Yay, I guess. I have no way to... That is something I'm thinking. Okay, this is obviously going to be a bad tide source. That was unexpected. Right in there, that's gonna start producing bad water, so that's gonna screw us. But in terms of this water source up here, I don't have any way to divert the water to not contaminate my big old lake here with bad water. That is a project I think I need to embark on then. Also, just like a floodgate over this way to let me drain the lake effectively. Floodgate tier 1, that's what I want. There's also the flat top one, but that requires metal and 500 science that I don't have. Alright. A regular floodgate is fine by me, though. But first, I need to be able to get over here with builders. So that is a path I'll build now then. Okay, this is annoying here. There's no real good way about this besides demolish those with, I guess, high urgency. So we'll make these a top priority to demolish. And then they'll be able to come out here, build my floodgate, and then I'll be able to remove this thing and just flush this reservoir down the hill into this. I guess this is the external body of water here. But then this here will also actually allow me to... Oh, they're going underwater to build this shit. Not what I wanted. Here's a higher priority for you guys. Don't go... Oh my god, they're gonna go underwater. Come over here, we could build a lumberjack to cut down these trees once they've died from contamination. And then we could put some floodgates around here and replace some of these rocks with floodgates, I guess, to allow me to discharge the water backwards out into the general lakes and shit. You know what? You kind of suck anyway. Ooh, I almost got myself there. Almost made this place completely impassable. And this guy's also got nothing to do in range. Well, I guess I'll just get rid of these guys for now, because I don't particularly want to deal with them right now. I mostly care about just getting rid of all these stumps and stuff, so that once this is like the centerpiece to a lake... Granted, at this height, they're going to be above the water, but yeah. Once this is a centerpiece to a lake, we don't have these random bits of trees sticking out. Sticking out all over the place. Alright, we can come back to this later. This path is not yet completed. That's okay, we still have a day to the bad tide, and I probably won't open this until after the bad tides come through anyway. At least this river has a decent amount of flow, so it'll be able to flush out any bad water pretty easily. But that is something I guess we do have to worry about. I guess we bypass that tree for now. You know, I could also put some water wheels in this water here to generate some more power. Or I guess bad water. Alright, everyone's streaming out of the beds. Wow, I have 7 unemployeds right now. That's pretty good, actually. I have extra hauler spaces, but I don't think haulers are too high of demand right now. Within too high of demand right now. What's going on? Oh! I haven't built that yet. That's why nothing's getting built. I forgot I had those trees removed. Okay, now the builders should be... Okay, we are... Okay, you can't see this on my screen right now, but we are basically full of water. So we should be fine to weather this bad tide for a while. None of these things actually stop pumping during a bad tide, but they just go way fucking slower. Like, way slow. Yep, bad tide is approaching. I feel like they're not gonna get shit done in time. Just a hunch. You know, we have 9 spare people. We'll put extra people at the hauling post for now. Because that'll employ them for something, I guess. Build that platform. Then you can build this. And then we can build this. Now, this doesn't have to be done before the bad time. In fact, it's probably best if it isn't, because that way bad water doesn't, like, rush into this lake here. This will remain good water for a while, keeping the crops over here from dying and maybe saving... Nah, none of these trees are going to be saved. Because this is where the bad water's coming down anyway. But, I don't know, maybe it'll do something. Probably not, though. Alright, here comes the bad tide, and they didn't even finish the path there. They just had to hit it with a hammer. They just had to. They didn't, but they could have. Alright, here comes the batting of the tiding. This once pristine land is going to become tainted very, very shortly here. So... well, we'll survive, though. We have, even if all our shit dies, we have plenty of food, a fairly substantial amount of water. Ooh, that source turned quickly. All the trees here start dying real fast. And it's all bad water. Ooh, there's a water source down there somewhere. Interesting. I did not know that. I guess, actually, right now we can pause. See, where are there water sources? This here is flowing a little faster than I was expecting. So there's water sources up here. Not over this way, though. This area is not sourced. Up here. And, like, somewhere down in here are the only sources over this way, as I can tell. Because most of this is still regular, pristine water that looks really cool. Huh. This is a strange situation over here. Anyhow. Yeah. That's where the water sources are around here. We already knew this thing was going to be fucked anyway. This thing's actually overflowing now. Now, here's actually a question. Do regular water sources that are just drain sources, do they stop during a bad tide, causing massive buildup and overflow? I guess we will see. So, if that is the case, I'd recommend everyone get out of this area here. But yeah, no, it looks like this thing could still be used for sucking up the bad water during a bad tide. Okay, so here's where this lake not having an outlet actually does help it be kind of bad water free for a while. But it will slowly mix and propagate into here as... So yeah, all the trees up here are going to die because obviously that got turned into bad water. There's no life, no joy over here. This river is actually quite long that we get our water source from. Slowly filling with bad water, bad tiding coming in. It's only like a one-day bad tide, though, so we'll actually we'll be fine. These trees are definitely dying, though, which is really unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, actually. Oh, just now they've gotten the floodgate over here, and this area is actually remaining remarkably pristine, despite, you know, lots of bad water coming in from all directions. Interesting. Yeah, the trees around here aren't taking that much of a beating at the moment, actually. Partially due to my lake here being, you know, a good source. And the contamination is slowly spreading, killing the trees and everything else. Slowly. Saving. Yep, okay. Yeah, you can see here. I guess you can't because it's nighttime. You can see how this is slowly mixing into the lake here. Oh, contamination's already receding. That's nice. Yeah, this river did eventually end up fully flushing out. full of bad water. Get that demolished in the next day. Yeah. Okay, some of my crops did die, but I think this lake here did prevent a bunch of others from dying. And a bunch of trees died, but those will be harvested shortly. Good, okay, so we survived. The regular water is on its way back, baby. Let's see, what happened over here? Bunch of these trees, mostly just drying out. Some of them are dying from contamination, but that is not the majority opinion by the looks of things. You guy's dead. Yeah, now... Okay, a fair amount of trees look like they've probably survived this event, which is good. Very good impact. You know what? Here's what I'll do. I will put that in there, and then I will have all of the trees that are kind of down in this area just completely removed, because they cause problems. I hate when maps do that, when they have just like trees in the waterways. It's like, oh my god, it's so fucking annoying. Why is the water moving so slowly over here right now? Oh, because my floodgate's open. Oh, it flushed this lake. That, I guess, was a success. I didn't intend to do that, though. That was definitely causing excess hardship and contamination downstream. Now the water should be all backed up there and should start flowing over this way again. Actually pushing out the bad water. Yikes. Okay, the river's not reacting all that positively to the sudden shock of this area being off limits. So we're going to have some intermittent flooding events. That is one thing that I don't like about this game's water physics, is sometimes the water gets a bit bouncy, slush-ish, I guess, which can cause these sorts of bank overflows. If you have like a large body of water where water's rushing in and then suddenly it hits a wall. And I guess these sorts of waves are, you know, I guess normal, but the rate at which they continue to propagate and can cause problems downstream is just a pain in the ass. Like, obviously, this whole stream of water here is now coming around the bend here. The lake has returned to what it was before. This area has now been flushed. And the bad water will eventually make its way off the map. There are like few places over here that have ways for water to leave. But yeah, I think all is good now. Alright, yeah, a lot of trees died over this way. A lot of dead trees. Should admittedly look quite fucking ugly. There's not really anything I can do, because I literally do have a water source up here. And I'm kind of basing my entire thing here around a water source. That's very inopportune. Hey, is this guy... Oh, okay, he is working on slowly getting through these dead trees up here. Let's see. Lots of dead trees by the river. Again, that is the thing I really hate about bad tides. How much they just screw the river up. Okay. Screw you and your water. Alright, so now I want to work on slowly getting the... oh, apparently I marked all this stuff as cuttable at one point. Look at that! Put a lumberjack here. That way I can slowly make my way up here, and I'll build some infrastructure around here to hopefully be able to easily deflect this water probably out here in the next bad tide. Yeah. I'm deflecting that out backwards so that I can prevent this river from going bad. Well, at least until it meets here. Actually, no, this has to go down a waterfall to meet here. So yeah, Did you say build a dam here? Build a goddamn dam? And yes, I do mean just like the basic bitch dams. I don't actually want serious like height and flood control. Like I have the basic bitch dam over here, which holds in a bit of water here. But if I can hold water downstream as well, that would be great. Oh, we're low on workers again. Shit. That is mega unfortunate. Oh, yeah, I guess there's a fair amount of... Wait, why is he cutting... Okay. That's not what I intended. So come up here, actually get rid of all these trees that have been kind of destroyed. Over here wise, we have a lot of stumps that we can take care of. So let's do that. Let's clear this land, because again, this is going to be turned... I guess this is a wasted effort to do this, but this land is going to be turned into a forestry that will help supply us with tons of wood going forwards. I guess that tree's also been caught up in the crossfire. Alright. Over here we'll just build this path so that the lumberjacker guy over here can continue working. Continue making this place more lumbery. Oh. There's a regular water source back here. Weird. Alright. Let's actually unlock the sluice right now. Just for later. I'm down to 100 science. Let's see, the floodgate... Or the flat top floodgate is 500 science. Jeez. What about the regular double floodgate? Let's see. Okay, 250. Well, we'll be there shortly. We have one building that lacks a worker. There's somehow this. Then again, we're not using very much in the way of metal right now, so I don't really have an issue with that. You know what, I'm gonna say we need more population. Something like this would be nice. Not particularly fitting well into our thing here, because none of these are like 2 by 2, are they? Now, the vertical lodge though, we could spam a fuck ton of these. The double lodge? Oh, the double lodge could work. Or the vertical lodge could work. Or the mini lodge, but we'll just put some more regular lodges on top of the current lodges. Okay. Come on, guys, get to the fucking stairs. This guy has nothing to do. Oh, man. Wait, why are these power poles spinning the opposite direction from the water wheels? What's going on there? Alright, let's see. So, what is this guy's reach at the moment? Okay, he reaches just barely to this. Oh, actually, he does go all the way over here. These just barely. And then he doesn't... Or, yeah, he won't reach anything down here at all, I don't think. Which is partially problematic. Partially. Alright, there's now a dam here. Should hold water in this river in the future. Okay, now this guy's got some more work he can do. That will mean that I've got to do some planning. So, like, right here's where I could put the actual floodgates in. So using regular floodgates, I'll have to use platforms with a path to be able to get across here. And then I'll need to prepare the area around, obviously. Here, let me mark all these trees on the other side here as cuttable. That way we'll that way we'll be able to utilize, or that we'll be able to collect the resources as we prepare this area for further construction. Yeah, I'm gonna want those. Actually, I think I can buy them right now. 2 tall floodgates. Double floodgate. Yes. Yes. Buy this for 250 signs. I just completely opened them. Yeah, that should allow this level here to be built up a bit. Which could create these things as a waterfall. Which would be fine, because we do have these things right in front of us, so they just, like, walk over where the... Yikes. Alright. Not a big deal. Alright, let's see what else is going on over this way. That tree has been taken care of. Got all of this. Okay, we're gonna move over here. And, yeah, this is, dare I say, going pretty well. Pretty well. We actually have a good stock of logs for now due to the various areas we are deforesting. This path here is honestly a little bit ridiculous. Let's make that job a little more important. You know, it would represent a significant water efficiency if I went right through here, actually. So, let's, in the far future, schedule those for removal. I'll forget about it and then it'll just grow back, but I tried. Which is, I guess, the important part here. Huh, interesting. Let's see. I got the right button. Okay, I guess that wouldn't need to be cut down. Yeah. Ooh, these trees are real bitchy right here. Like, how the fuck do I get... In order to get to this one, I have to get to this... In order to get to this one, I have to get to this one, and then this one. So I can build a platform or something to get me there. Ooh, so annoying. That is one of the problems with this game, is that you have to actually approach these things from the bottom up. There's no way to top down this shit. If you're not already on the level, you're kind of fucked, honestly. And I can't really see... Oh, okay, so like over here, you can build a staircase that comes down here. Guess we could start chopping some of these trees down. Because yeah, there's a lot... I mean, most of the trees up here I think have been. Yeah, most of the ones that I've signaled to be chopped over here have been chopped at this point in time. They're going to start building this stuff, which is fine, I guess. Eventually some of these will get cut down, but yeah, we're also I'm probably just going to end up having, like, the worker beavers start removing these trees here instead of just chopping them down. Ah, crap. Even that's not going to be enough. These trees are a prison. A very annoying prison. Even if I get all the way over here, I still won't be able to get at these trees, because that's a completely different level. And there's no way around... Damn it. Trying to find anywhere that I could conceivably come down onto this lower level, build across for. And build across. Yeah, okay, I'd have to be like fucking here, I guess? Even this is not opportune. Does it have to come all the way over here to come down into the water area to be able to take out these trees? But hey, I guess that's like what you just gotta do sometimes. And actually, let's say we come down from up here, because I would otherwise have some annoying corners that I can't cut. So, yeah, so then we'd have to make this and this. That, and that go away. There's a lot of different trees that I need to have stumps removed for. And then we can get over here. How do I deal with over here? Oh, I guess I could just utilize the fact that I've actually already gone down to come back up here. See how convoluted this is? Just so that I can get shit that I get to the fucking place. So all of this going all the way over here to get to here. These maps are weirdly designed, man. That is... What building is good? This guy's currently out of work again. I don't think that they can reach these things suddenly, for some reason. I just have a hunch that they can't be reached, you know? But thankfully, there's a 350 science solution. Okay, it's gonna be a hot second before I can utilize that solution. They are taking their sweet time to build this thing. We have the planks, we have the logs, it's just a matter of getting here to utilize them. But then I'm also gonna need to build this. And slowly build along here. I will increase the priority of these so that they actually do them before anything else that I've queued up for them to do. So then once we get over here, we'll be able to I guess, get around over here, put in these stairs, and then they'll be willing to get their fur wet to take out these trees. Which is what we'll need to do to then be able to come along the whole coastline this way, over to here. Then once we get here, we can remove all of these trees. Which is the goal, by the way. Anyhow, let's start planning out the levees over this way, and I will make sure that these things get set as ultra low construction priority so that no one bothers actually attempting to construct them until we're satisfied and ready with that ludicrous path. This will also end up involving removing this thing, because I don't want a temporary piece of shit there when I have a permanent piece of shit. Let's see, what is this guy's range? Ah. Give me nothing to do in range. Did I not mark... Oh, the staircase hasn't been built yet. Now I do it. If they would just hit the thing with a hammer, this guy would have a little more. Okay, I guess I gotta move this up here, though. Oh, I'm not... I haven't fully pathed this path, I guess. And here come the workers. So they've now... I guess, yeah, they could just build this... Why, you lazy motherfucker! And now he's using that to go down. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's finally done. Yeah, now they can go through and start getting these trees worked out. And these are just to build the path. Once this tree's down, I'll move that guy over this way so that he can, over here so he can actually take out the rest of the trees that need to be removed over this way. Anyhow, now that this path is being worked on, this stair should be where they're trying to get to now. Yep. Nope, actually they're oh, I guess the tree removal is higher priority than the stair. That makes sense, actually. This is a ludicrous path. This game sometimes forces you to think in weird ways. Ah. Finally. It's a good fucking path. So now, actually, how far does this guy reach? He literally just doesn't go down. Okay, that's fine. He will run out of stuff to chop pretty shortly, and I can move him then. We also do have a fairly sizable, contingency of logs right now, which is pretty cool. Just, those are gonna go fast once I start building levees, though. Oh well. So be it. Okay, they built those stairs, and so now these trees are gonna slowly... They gotta get this tree, then they'll get these stairs, then they'll get these trees, then they'll get this stair. Actually, wait. Crap, I didn't mark these trees as high priority. There we go. Now look at... Why is there a piece of path on the fucking floor of the ocean over here? Alright. Oh, they actually came over and did this. Cool. Now they can... Now these guys can just go straight. And, yeah. Oh yeah, I think I was originally planning this area to be a forestry. I've completely changed my mind on that. This area is going to be home to this lake. As soon as the next drought comes around, that is an actual drought, and I can Thereby, easily replace this thing with a sluice with no problem. Interesting. This little river section here is a connection between these two separate rivers here, but has like zero flow because I guess both rivers are have an equal amount of flow onto this guy. And it's also not very direct for either of them. They meet again over this way, but this time this side does have some cross flow. So I guess that does help. Interesting. So this entire sub-river here is actually completely optional, and nothing really ever flows down this way. I'm sure a drought will still cause it to empty out regardless, but interesting observation. Oh. Some of these guys died in the drought. Well, let's prune them so that we get this stench of death and decay out of here. So obviously we don't replace them because I don't give a fuck, usually. Alright, anyhow, how are things going over here? Well, they've built the stairs and created the way for the path. Now it's up for the next stairs. And specifically what my plan is after this, actually, here, I guess my plan is to remove basically all the trees along the bottom level here, building, I guess, platforms where necessary to get around. So, for instance, right there we'll have to build a platform. We'll build another one right there. That one can actually be built right away. We won't need another one until right there. It's going to have to be one right there. Put some more right there. This one will just go around that tree because I can't be bothered to get rid of it. And then that will come right in over here. Oh, hey, here's that drought I wanted to do. Okay. I will say there will be ultra high priority on, it's still 3 days away, mind you. But jobs involving this shit here will have ultra high priority once the water, hopefully this water recedes in time. It should. This thing won't take too long to stop flowing water out this way. Bad water this way. This one will take a while to stop flowing bad water though, actually. Because this is a big old supply there. Okay, beavers have wet fur, which means good, they're in here doing some bonking of bits. And that then means I can put that in at a high priority status. Alright, doing the bit bonks. Actually, here, we'll get all the tree stuff throughout here set as high priority, that way they, you know, do it. Do it when I want them to do it. So over here, we'll have to create a staircase so they can get this piece of shit. Which I will also mark as high priority so that they don't delay that. Why are they going down? Oh, they're building this one. Okay. Alright, you guys don't have to go into the water to build shit anymore, at least for a little while. You can just slowly tackle this run of trees here. We have 300 logs in storage right now. Alright. Over here, there is still... Here, let me... Oh, yeah, that's all marked as destroyable. I guess... there doesn't need to be... Actually, technically, I don't need to have any other levees in here. I don't know how to react with this. I guess I can build a stair there. That way we'll be able to get up here to access these. But yeah, anyhow. Back to building this path. Because progress is actually being made down here. God, this is so inefficient. I mean, just look how far away from the... This is so far away from the district center already. To go around here just so I can get... Going all the way down and around here just to come over this way and get This one tree is all I wanted to remove. Well, I mean, and while I'm here, I'll get this tree and that as well. Actually, I can make this one of the floodgates that is gonna allow me to flush out, or allow me to quick escape any bad water that's gonna come through here. So that'll be fun. They've cut down all the trees to the limits of where they can, and I guess they gotta build this thing now. Now JD goes back to Tower Simulator. Again, can't decide what he wants to play. Let's see, over this way. I guess... Nope, no goods and stuff. Oh, this guy's waiting for a few trees to grow up before he can move on. Alright. We have 1.6 days to the drought, where I will hopefully be able to remove this little plug and replace it with a sluice, which will then allow me to come into this area here, and close off this guy. I'll probably need to fajigger this stuff as well at that point, but that can be done in or out of drought, it doesn't matter. As long as I block this water source, or water anti-source here, I guess. This whole area will fill up with like one block of water. But hey, that's still pretty cool. Still a pretty big lake there that is going to be used for, I don't know, something. Although I will say we don't have any bad tide protection in this lake, so I guess that's something to be wary of. Or actually, what I guess I could do is I could have a floodgate in front of this thing. That way, most of the time this thing's turned off, but in a bad tide, I can just turn it on to let this place, like, kind of drain out. That'd work. That'd work well, actually. Alright, how is this going? This is going well. We've gotten up to the point where they gotta remove this tree, which means they need to build that, and I think this guy's, yep, got the log. So this is going well, this is going well. I realize I've been on a slower time speed this entire stream. I actually want to be on the max time right now. Full time. Hey, we actually have an unemployed beaver. Alright. Yeah, it takes them so long to get down here. So unnecessary. This game feels so unnecessary. Like, theoretically, I could, while I'm coming in here, I could take out these two trees and just make a full-ass shortcut. Alright, now there's nothing for them here, but wait. There is. Now a platform they gotta build. Now obviously later in the game when I have dynamite, I'll theoretically be able to just like dig down a little bit. But I obviously don't have that yet, so... Oh yeah, I guess they can also preemptively start building these things. I'll make this one the higher priority so they actually get to it next. Oh, and here comes the drought. Now I wonder how long it's going to be. Regardless of how long it actually is or is not, I do have to wait again for the water, or for the bad water in front of this to hopefully drain down a bit. I guess I could destroy this, let what's remaining kind of rush into this area. I'm not throwing anything. 5-day drought! I do not think that will have to be something I wait for. Yeah, I no longer think I'll have to worry about waiting for this thing. That's a longish drought. I can just let this sit here for the first day. Which means over this way. Oh, this is already lower over here. That's crazy. I'll let the whole first day go by so that this stuff all gets nice and drained out automatically. Okay, we're getting close. We are getting close now. This guy still decides to go down into the, I guess, not very much water. Yeah. I guess it's a little understandable. Oh. That did not actually take very long. Okay. We're gonna demolish this thing, set it to be super high priority. We're gonna extend the pathway over this way. Yeah, no, all the water's gone from this section already. All bad water and regular water's already gone over here. Alright. I get a nice look at these bridges, in fact. Look at that. It's beautiful little bridges that carry bad water around. Like this one. But hey, yeah, this whole river's still green, though, because I built some dams, and I'm a forward thinker. And also, of course, this is way lower than I was expecting. Oh, actually, no, it's about the same height as everything else. That makes sense. But yeah, I also then have my little lake here to help backfill my general water supply. Oh, I guess this entire shelf here has de-wetted, I guess? Alright, that little blockage has been removed. Which means it's sluice time, baby! Ultra high priority. Drop what you're doing and build this thing, I guess. And this thing can just genuinely be open? It only really cares about downstream depth. And that isn't something I particularly care about. Obviously, a valve from the new 1.0 automations, a valve would be perfect here. So I'll let water flow out, but not in. But I presume the water over here actually this has to actually have higher water than this, I think, for it to flow anyway. So I would hope that's the case at least, because that would logically make a lot of sense. Oh yeah, this is that's the water outflow. Yeah. Alright, these trees are dry, but my crops are generally good, because I haven't put any sort of dam in, like, here or anything. Interesting idea. Ooh. They're getting close, guys. The sluice is in by now, I'd imagine. Yep, the sluice is in. This area is ready. Big, bold, brash, and ready. Fuck, I need to get rid of these trees. At this point, I just say get rid of them like that. That shit will get installed soon enough. Alright, we're finally up to the final staircase over this way, guys. It's taken how long? Okay, actually, I'm going to slow down time here, because I have to go take a pee. So I will let the game run a little bit, and I'll be right back. Alright then, welcome back. It is nighttime, and that was kind of boring, I admit. So, still have a whole day left in this drought before water returns. Let's see, how do we do over here? Okay, everything's functionally looks like it's ready. So, we'll put in a double floodgate here. A levee here. We'll actually drop this thing all the way down for now. That way we have full control. So we'll let those two things get built. Then we'll take out this and replace it with necessary shit. Over this way. Are these things not marked high priority? They are not. Ugh. God, these autosave spikes are annoying. Yeah, these things are marked ultra low priority. Now would actually be a great time to build all the infrastructure around here, but that is a little more... Well, considering I'm just getting to this shit, that's not gonna happen. I'm okay with temporarily cutting some of my water flow here during a wet season, but, yeah. Alright, here's the end of the drought, people. So we are at the comeback point. At the comeback point. We're gonna come back. These things just like immediately return to having some bad water there. I didn't realize there were 2 water sources over here. Okay. Slight bit more water than I realized would be involved in this area. Ah, these things got finished. Okay. So... yeah, we'll get rid of that. And replace this with levees. And then we can put some stairs there. Path there. And then once this is all good, we'll just raise this floodgate and this whole area will become one giant lake. That'll be fun. Alright, what's going on over here? Okay, we were 1 stair away from this motherfucker that we've been trying to get this entire fucking time. Okay, this guy's got nothing to do in range. Right. I suppose you do not, so we'll just get rid of you then. We have the paths up here in case we ever need to do anything again. Alright, once this guy is gone, we can put some platforms and shit over here so we can get around to like this. And then, well, yeah, then we'll be almost ready to get you going. I guess actually I would want to put in the floodgates in back first. Or I guess, yeah, we can get this. So we put in the floodgates in back first. Then we can get rid of these stairs, build these levees, and then the system will be functional. Oh, yep, we're getting this classic overflood with this lake here, so that'll continue for a little while. The banks are overflowing because that's probably going to happen after every drought. And bad tide that we end up flushing this. Well, we can actually slightly alleviate that by temporarily opening this floodgate for a brief moment to reduce some of the like height of water there. I think that did work. Still a little bit of upstream overflow, but actually I think it's all good now. So that's nice. Oh. I think this is ready, so without further ado, Lakeify! Gonna flood this whole area, and then hopefully this sluice will be able to output enough of it out this way that I won't have to lower this floodgate. But worst comes to worst, I guess this floodgate can be dropped a little bit, and that's the set height that we'll put this water at. Yeah, I guess the water level of the bad water out here is what will probably end up dictating the water height inside. So if we look real carefully here. Yeah, it is actually flowing out through here now. Okay, so that is a decent water level there. And as you can see, this is actually flushing out here. That's actually... Oh, I guess that would be all the water from inside that's able to go out this way. And I guess that in a drought, all the water would probably rush out of there. Interesting. And drop this down anyway. Oh. Not what I anticipate. I didn't also real. I probably could just use a dam here, actually, now that I think about it. Speaking of which, I am now going to figure out how I just put a dam here. And, there, for convenience. Of course, I'll need to actually come along top here to do this. But it doesn't matter right now, as we, just had a drought. We're probably fine for a little while here. And then we'll get rid of this. and then we'll work from there. I guess this sluice is probably going to be a little bit useless now, but it was useful while I was getting this place built up, I guess. To realize, wait, because this has no flow anyway, any water coming in here is just going to push out. Oh well, this will give me, I guess, slightly more control over the height of the water here. It's a good height, though. I think it's a good height. Yeah, now we have this big old lake here, I guess, with a bad water source right in the middle. I created another one of these. These things exist in other places as well, right? At least one. Yeah, right here. I made one of these, except way bigger for the regular water, I guess. Ugh. But yeah, yes, that's good then. That's good. That's good. I really should focus on the bad water, or the bad tide mitigation over this way though, because right now this is not a really big problem at all. It's just a curiosity. It's like, oh wait, that'll just not work as I intended to work in the future. I guess I could actually have that. No, that actually wouldn't work. Anyhow. Oh, they have just slowly started building this because they have nothing else to build. Shit. Yeah, well, shit. I guess we do that there. Get rid of this. Buy the double platform for that. So that we can then get rid of this. This stair is now useless because they built these things anyway. So, I guess I'm relying on the other side now when I build the stair over here. Okay, they're coming along here. That seems like a very inefficient way to build this platform to me, but okay. I will set this one to be demolished because I can't get to it right now. But once I get this thing done, I'll put a stair here. It's nighttime again. Okay, just, start, hitting all the things that are going to be in my way here momentarily. Oh, they can already start building the dam. Okay, cool. Do so, I guess. Oh, wow, this has actually started to dilute the water downstream here a bit, which is pretty nice. Yeah, when this area gets hit with a bad tide, I can just open this floodgate and drain this whole... After the dam's built, I'll actually try that. In terms of over here, why has this not... Really? It's just gotta be hit with the hammer. Building one... Ooh, we are short on workers right now. Yeah, the 4 usual suspects. Oh, we have more than enough science to actually do this now. Okay, population expansion incoming. This useful little modded part right here should be all I need to be able to get these... Oh. Yeah, I just realized how the fuck are they going to build that if they can't get up here to begin with? So we'll put that there. The walkway that I guess I'm going to unlock that as well. To get to from putting stairs there. I did not quite think this through. I was like, wait, how are they going to get up there to build that? Yeah, I'll have to do some stuff for this. Hey, this guy's finally gone through everything, so we'll... There's another flag over here, because I have a lot of things over here scheduled for destruction. Alright, how the fuck is this platform not yet complete? Let's see. Okay, they finally actually get around to completing it. Which means they can take on this thing at extra high priority just because I want this shit done at this point. Kind of getting annoyed waiting for it, like having to build this entire really annoying path that goes around here. Just to be able to get these platforms built here. Very much incredibly annoying. Although we'll say there's probably a fair amount. Actually, these things are out of range. So I don't know what they'd be doing now. What things are they building first? They're building all the dams? Yeah, they're probably building these dams. So I actually won't have them go too much farther here. At the moment. Man, these beavers can be quite lazy sometimes. It's like 90% complete. All resources. Time for a break. What the fuck do you mean? Where are you going? What are you doing? This is your goddamn job. Eventually they'll be done with this. Okay, you just need to hit this thing with their hammer now, and then they can get removing all the things that I've marked for removal, and then we're good, right? Okay, they're building that thing now, which means this thing must be... okay, there it is. Done. Alright, so now they're going to build that staircase. Staircase over that way. And this, because that's now in range, and that'll allow other stuff to be built as well. Oh, we're finally getting somewhere, guys. Finally getting somewhere. I mean, worst comes to worst. I just, like, put this thing all the way up, and it's just like, oh, the water's flooding all over this, but, like, less bad water's going down this way now. Okay, they finally got those trees down. Why didn't I just put a single dam in... where did I put the dam over this way? Yeah, I could have put it one block further forwards and had a... you know, here, I'm going to do that. This dam has not even started construction yet, so we'll put it there. In fact, we'll prep the path to it right now, because this shit is thankfully out of range. Yeah, it goes to about there. And there. I guess I'll go on to the dam there. As long as I don't connect that, this won't get built. Apart from the fact they can go through there to build that fucking platform, of course. Have they at least removed this tree? They have. In fact, they've opened that up. Which means we are actually seeing reduced water flow right now. Which means we need a floodgate. Which can be all the way up. Or actually... you know what? We'll set this at like 85%. Because we in fact do not need that to be all the way up. Because that the idea of that is that it will let bad water get discharged backwards. And if we have these things lower than this, well, it'll go forwards. If we just set these things, if we would just set these things full, instead of shock down the river there. Interesting. But if we set these things to full, then water would just flow backwards out of the floodgate there. Did I impact anything? No? Cool. Why is my frame rate starting to drop? Hmm. Very strange. Very suspicious. Okay, like half of these have been built. Now I realize the other half probably won't be built, so I should do the not stupid thing and just be like, okay. So like... just do that. Yeah, just do that, because this is otherwise dumb. Just build these structures out in front. For as long as this thing's going to be built upwards, just build this sort of thing out in front, because that'll just let the beavers get up there to actually build. At least build the first one here. Now once we build this one, we can just build... No, wait, we can't. Never mind. Yeah, that's stupid. There's tricks I can do. Okay. Get rid of this. We're doing it slowly, step by step. Just realized. If this wasn't, you know, if there wasn't a stair there, I could have just drawn the path like that. Actually, though, that's about the same, actually. About the same as going over there. Yeah, so now that's completed. I can, use 3 walkway there to build the next one, and then I can just get rid of these. And just, for the next time, I'll just build even more walkways up. I'll probably just use larger lodges. A drought is approaching. Oh, fun. Well, that would have been a perfect... Oh, okay. This guy's set to 85. We'll put that guy there too. This guy will get built. Then we'll get this guy, and then this guy can be replaced with the levee, probably during the drought, because I actually don't care about this one at all. And actually, I'm going to just get this one demolished straight up, because I don't want it there. It's taller than everything else, it's ugly, and it can be taken out of here. And yeah, then once all this is operational, it should be easy enough for us to just turn this outlet here off during a bad tide. Could also come over here, put a dam here to keep the upper level of this river wet as well, but that's less of a concern right now. Yeah, this thing is leaking a little bit out the back, but again, I don't really care about that right now. Oh my god, the laziest. I mean, I guess it was quitting time, but like, still, I think they're a little bit lazier than that. Oh. I guess technically only need to be built. Oh shit, I just stranded beaver on the outside. Shit. Guess I gotta spend 100 science on this. Why is this thing 100 science? Oh my god. To build the entrance there so they can get back in. These here should be buildable. Oh, I got rid of the stairs. Put the stairs back. These should be buildable from those stairs then. Okay, now that we don't have any beavers on the outside there. Motherfucker! Right as I deleted that. Or, no. Rebuild this entrance so that they can come back inside. Anyway, we have a lot of vacant beds now. Get that thing demolished. That's the next one to go for a floodgate. Alright, we got many more accommodations now. Okay, no one there. Get rid of it. That sound of beavers snoring when you click on these things is also very annoying. Alright. These lodge blocks are gonna be very, very, profitable is not the word, but very convenient for storing large amounts of beavers in a very compact space. In fact, very, very compact. Okay. Yeah, autosave. Autosave. Floodgate. Set to 85. I think this... I can't tell if this one's leaking more. It is all still going out the side there. Oh, and here comes the drought. Anyway, so I didn't get this done in time. Oh, well. Oh, to the well. And... drought. All this dries, well, down to there, up immediately. This all lowers to the level of the downstream dam. I can easily just say this can be gotten rid of now. And, yeah. Once that thing's gone, we'll replace it with a levee. And then this project here is completed. Yay! We now have the ability to control whether bad water from a bad tide will even hit us downstream here. So all of this lake, all this stuff is now protected. Unfortunately, I cannot protect myself from this. This river here is just unprotectable. Completely unprotectable. Alright. Build a path up this way so all this stuff can be taken out. I guess, yeah, we do a similar thing over here, so all this is reachable by builders. Obviously down here I was going to have to do this anyway, but evidently I have missed a fair amount of these that need to be stripped of life, I guess. So now that this is hopefully gotten most of that within range. Oh, hey, hello, there's this whole group of shit here. I guess we give access right there. Yeah, this area, which is going to be the farm for... this is going to be our second forestry here. This is shaping up nicely. Nicely. Alright. Oh, this is a long-ish drought. Alright. So that up there is finished. We have a decent number. We have still... Oh, wow, we only have 6 open beds. We have 19 children at the moment. 19! That's a pretty big number. Actually, here, we will get rid of these and build another tier 2 storage tank for water here. Just increase our water capacity by a fair bit there. I've had this thing here ready to go for a while because I don't have gears. I guess that's the other thing that needs to be built around here is gears. This thing barely has spare power though. Right, this was the, that. I can probably unlock the next tier and replace this thing momentarily. Motherfucker, how did this guy escape? Oh yeah, I guess I can also get the dam over here finished. Boop. Yeah, this whole area here. I wanted this to remain as a very full wet lake during a drought, but I guess I kind of biffed that one, didn't I? Didn't put in the dams. I don't give a damn though. Well, clearly I need a dam. Oh, there's a bad water source. I don't think I realized that right there was a bad water source. Interesting. Regardless. Ah. These here cannot drain. Whoa, that's a double bad source right there. Yeah. All right. So here, let me look at power. So we have, they're not quite the liquid fuel, but for the regular engine, which is doubly as effective, that's 400 science. Oh yeah, we can definitely afford that. And yeah, that would be, yeah, let's do it. What does this thing take? Never mind. We're gonna put ourselves our small engine right back there because I didn't realize I needed gears. Ah, gears! How much power does this thing take? This thing only takes 75 power. Oh, we definitely have spare power down here, so when the water's running, obviously. So let's build ourselves a gear workshop again. Well, for now, smash it right here. Ah, guess this can be gear storage? Yeah. Because I think we do have a sufficient wood and plank supply now. Oh, almost got that dam in. Which should keep this entire area wet. And also makes my use a sluice here thing completely useless. Because bad water won't realistically get in this area anymore anyway. I mean, maybe it will, but it probably won't. So, you know, that's, I guess, just like how it's going. Okay, drought's over. Welcome back, water. Actually, the water travels down this way. I guess this not actually directly being this at the water source does kind of mean it takes a second. This whole thing to get water again. The flow rate does slowly ramp up as well, I guess. But yeah. I mean, we still didn't exhaust our water supply. So, that's pretty cool. And we are still heavily pumping that water supply. So, you know, that's why it's even more impressive. You have chopped down functionally all the trees in your area. Get rid of that. So that's why we'll move you down here. Move you over this way. Build some stairs there. And we'll build some more path up here so this is a little bit more reachable. And then I think we're finally ready to turn this place into a forestry, which would require probably 2 of the forestry things. I'm thinking just like pine and oak down there. Sounds like a pretty safe bet. We're probably gonna need at least 2 lumberjack flags. We've got this one, which is good for like all the down low area here. Ooh, we could also potentially do one more forest over there. Let's see. So basically, the bottom 2 layers are covered by this guy. What about... The top here is a bit tricky, because I do want all of this area up here to be covered, which would necessitate me putting it here. But then that only leaves part of this. Actually, probably be like a stair from here up that would cover the rest of that. So actually, we'll pause that. Then we'll build a stair there. That should enhance the area. And that doesn't even say anything for planting the trees, because we're going to have a separate thing with its own range for that. But that's just how this game works then, isn't it? Yeah, look at that. Okay, this thing is pumping again. So now, with this set up like this, I want to see if I just completely drop this floodgate, does this area drain pretty quickly? Because I think it looks like that thing is sucking down functionally. Actually, it's still a little bit of water coming out here. Okay, now it's the contamination's growing back as the water's not coming here, and this is all not that quickly, mind you, but it is slowly draining into this source here. Like spike. Okay. We'll see if it does ever actually drain, though. Okay, let's look at level comparisons. Okay, it is slowly dropping. Especially compared to this, yeah, that is definitely going lower. I'll see how long it takes, though, because I will want to do a flush like this when a bad tide comes. I don't want this to just have a bunch of bad water sitting around. Well, I guess it would actually get... eliminating all the bad water would probably be a little bit quicker, as we don't have... as we wouldn't have more bad water coming in, we just have, you know, regular water flushing it out. But still, on the whole, the bad water will end up disappearing it at some point. We'll see how long this actually takes, though. Oh, right then. Right, this area's looking pretty well. Okay, yeah. Now this guy has good coverage up for the rest of this. Alright. Get rid of these. These pests. So I'm just going to refer to these berry bushes as pests. Because they are. Alright, Forester. I'm gonna put one of these here. And I guess put another one there. So this one is gonna, yeah, this one has, yeah, okay, that'll be full coverage. They won't do anything yet, but that's where I will come in and do stuff in a moment. This is... oh. I'm actually surprised that this isn't really draining all that much. Like, it is... down, though. Like, it is definitely lower, but it hasn't fully drained. Interesting. It probably would have flushed out all the bad water by now, so I'm just going to turn this thing off and let it go back to flushing out this way. But that is an interesting observation. It does not drain particularly fast. Beaver's injured. I think I do have a few medical beds laying around, so that's fine. What do we have in cogs? 18 cogs. And this thing requires 25. Not saying they're coming in fast. Well, how much power is it? 195. I don't know how much power this thing actually requires. Ah. Ooh. Why is the network supply dropping? What? Why did the network supply there change? Okay, so this is not quite at 100% efficiency anymore. Interesting. Alright, well, it was slightly under capacity. Like, this thing wants 120. Why did this thing only want... okay, that's ludicrous. We could definitely deal with adding another water bill over here. But oh well. I suppose it's fine. This is kind of a temporary solution anyway. Let's see. 23 unemployed beavers. Hello. Hello. That's a fair amount of labor. How's the forestry over here coming along? I didn't quite pause this. Or this. Let me make sure all this is set for cutting. It is. Let's also say that that stuff can be cut down. I guess because over here is a bit different, so I'll get this. So the front half here can be the pine trees, the back half can be the oak trees. Pine tree, and if you're wondering why specifically I'm like pine trees, it's because they're, well, birch trees are kind of shit. They give 1 log. These things give 2, and it's not that big of a step up. Plus, we can harvest them for sap later. So I think they are a good kind of relatively short-term tree option, all things considered. And then oak, because they just generally give you the best bang for your buck. Yes, they do take the longest by far. Well, actually, not by that much. I believe it's, yeah, by longest by 2 days to grow. But they give you 2 more logs per tree than the one that harvests 2 days earlier. So, I mean, maple, you know, you can get maple. But if I don't want maple, just go for the oak, because it's only 2 more days, and you get significantly more logs per day than you otherwise would. Hang on, is this... Let's unpause this guy now. Look, this stuff is marked for cutting. I guess this guy just never could get there. Well, it's pine bitch now. Apart from that guy, I guess. And then... Yeah, I'll get him to you. Yeah, so then everything that gets this guy's range is going to be pine, so... Let me check. One more... That. Alright. Now, everything else, we're going to start planting oak, which is obviously going to take a pretty long time to grow. But it will be well worth it, as it will produce a lot of wood for us within due time. Why the fuck is there a berry bush still here? Any other stragglers? We go right up to where the bad, not corrupted. Is it corrupted? Go right up to here, basically, where the, contaminated, that's it. Go right up to the border of the contaminated, water there. And, yeah. There we go. This is going to keep chopping down a few more trees. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good farm then. Make sure that that becomes a pine tree. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good second forestry. We have 2 harvesters, 2 planters. All cool shit. Way bigger than this initial forestry there. At least double the output. Now we take some, or we let this, I guess, go for a while now. Here. We have 41 gears. Hey, okay. So, get rid of this, get rid of that. Then put in our better engine. And then we'll get rid of the gear workshop over here, because that was straining the network. And we'll put in a gear workshop over this way by our new power source. And then also, since we have a lot of excess labor, we can unpause the construction of the bad water pump. And I guess, because I don't have any sort of storage elsewhere, we'll just get rid of these trees. And then right here we'll put a tank for the bad water. Hank, what is the... Just a lot of resources, which we are more than capable of getting. I guess I'm unlocking... Oh, shit. Don't quite have the space, though, do I? Well, I will just make the space. Will that let me, place it? No, I will have to get rid of this as well. That's easy enough to do once the levee's in. If you could just hit demolish on it now and it'll eventually get built. Yeah, I guess they're going for this guy first, because he's the one who's, been sitting here the longest. Alright, now that's a pumping bad water. Now that, once a hauler gets over here with some fuel, that should be producing power and an autosave. God damn it. Yeah. And now we are, Now we're back to business over here. Back to business, and yeah, stuff's gonna continue going then. All of that, okay, just validating that all this stuff is within range. A couple young trees there. These guys are just gonna take a hot second to get around to things, but that is, I guess, fine. Alright, stuff is seeming to go quite well right now. Quite well indeed. Pretty stable footing, excess workforce that's going to allow me to, you know, do more industrialization here pretty shortly. What does biofuel get consisted of? Because I want to build, obviously, the big engine. So what is biofuel made of in this faction? Another tapper sack, another clay pit. What does produce biofuel here? Is that in science? No, I guess so. It could be bad water and charcoal, beets, corn and water. That I could probably... I bet that produces 50 each. Yeah, I could do that. Of course, I'll... Yeah, why not? Okay. Refinery. This guy does not need power in and of himself. So this would be a good fit for somewhere nearby to this, somewhere around here-ish. Actually, I could put him like here, because this is closer to the actual storage, I guess. So do that, and then we'll build a tank. Oh, here, let me get this stuff here. That. Storage. Large tank for bad water. You just validate wherever we're... Yeah, bad water... Yeah, it's just being stored in that thing right now. This thing is going to be corn-based biofuel since we have a lot of corn lying around. And we'll just store it in one of these guys. For now. I mean, I'm probably not going to get around to building this engine for a while, as it does require 1,000 science, which I don't have. But this should help us expand our operations here once we do get it. Because let's... Uh-oh, bad died. Yeah, if we look, we're going to want to actually get Phoenix. What the heck is Phoenix Essence? Yeah, but what is it? For the production of Phoenix Essence. I guess it does something. I assume... Actually, just... Okay, yeah, this thing takes fuel. Yeah, so we need... Not that. What is it that we need? Ah! The centrifuge to make elixir... Wait, what is... Actually, what does explosives? Because that's what I want. I want explosives here. That just requires bad water and 150 horsepower. We might actually have that lying around here, and I'll just be able to slap that thing back here. Oh yeah, we have spare that. We also have spare people. Or we have spare capacity to... Wait, oh, I don't have enough science. It's 400? Dang it. Alright. Well, we'll just wait for things to slowly get built up here then. I do want to build a storage here. Okay, well, I guess I'll have... Unfortunately, I don't think explosives store in the stockpile. Yeah, let me check. Nah, they don't, so I have to use an annoying smaller building size. Actually, that'd work perfect over this way, so... Yeah, they're a warehouse type good, so we put this over here. Put that to explosive. And then in the middle here, we'll probably just end up putting more of these industrial piles. Because the next size up warehouse is too tall, and that would fuck with the floor plan too much. So we'll actually just preemptively put in 2 more large stockpiles there. To be fair, there's not too much stuff here that we have. Actually, correct. There is nothing here that we have in our... The only thing is dirt, which I guess I'll pre-allocate this for dirt when we build that machine. And I guess we'll just put like another one of these as logs, and that's all we're going to ever need in industrial stockpiles, unless I just want more like plank storage. So the next level of this is going to be purely, probably large warehouses at this point. So yeah, that'll be fun. Actually, also, do large warehouses... No, they do have a first floor entrance. Okay. I'll also just, I guess, preemptively place in a bunch of those. And actually, I'll use... So why not? I'll make this thing harder to access and maintain for myself by placing levees in here as the... I don't know, wall bits, I guess. And, yeah, I guess we'll then see how this next floor will end up shaping up. This will... we'll make those levees. I forgot that was about to start. Raise these floodgates. Because, I mean, I could thankfully the water hadn't come in yet. Here, let me, just do that. I guess I also... Yeah, I'll remove this and replace it with the levee as well. I'll also remove this while I'm at it. Anyhow, yeah, this is bad watered. This has stopped, but all the bad water pouring in here is flowing out the 3 floodgates in the back. This one's flowing out from way lower than the others for some reason, but that doesn't change the fact that it is flowing out of that way. And by how full this is, that's down to the floodgate level. Alright, so that is completely diverting the bad water away from my typical river chain here, which means apart from this, we are completely protected from this bad tide. Of course, this whole thing is going to die, but that's, I guess, something that we've made peace with at this point. Maybe in the future I'll come up here and make it so this thing can be fully sealed off in the event of a bad tide. That will be a little bit annoying, but I don't really have a choice. Yeah. The amount that, amount of, contamination that this spreads is just unavoidable. And it kills everything around it, but hey. This whole river section here... Oh, I guess this thing is also now bad tide. I won't open this until after the bad tide's over, which is in just a day. Okay, this whole river chunk here is completely clean, which is the best part. It does mean that there's a lot more bad water in the down area here, because it doesn't get shoved, I guess, over this way. But, I guess that's something we can live with. The only green space on the map is the area that I control, which is not too surprising, actually. And this area is just barely hanging on the edge there. Ooh. Oh, that's something we do have to keep in mind, though. Because of this regular water source over here, this bad water here is not as potent as it could be. It usually is not nearly as potent as it could be. So it doesn't spread as far, but now it's killing all these trees because it is. This is a solvable with contamination barriers, but that is, effort that I have to put into barrier the contamination. So, do I have those unlocked? There are 400 science. I'd rather not unlock that right now. And hey, bad tide is done. Ooh, this is annoying. This looks like we'll probably have to, well, we'll have to send a little bit of a wave of bad water. Oh my god, autosave. Worst time. Okay. We'll send a bit of a bad water, going down the front there, but that should be fine because it's diluted enough with regular water that it shouldn't become a problem. Yeah, let's get that explosive factory in here because I want me some explosives. Wow, I've already filled this thing up with biofuel. That is quite impressive, actually. Yeah, explosives are the thing I want next. Because, you know, we like to make things go boom. And also, they are very essential for doing things. Like putting underground, power shafts to spread the power out in the area. How much? 150 horsepower? I hope this thing has a spare 150 horsepower. Otherwise, annoyances. Quite frankly, that's just annoying. There's a levee there, because I'm just gonna fill this area in with levees, because I do like to have solid ground that I can actually build on. In terms of over here, whenever we get that next 400 science, the contamination barrier here is going to be put in to protect these trees. We'll keep some of it going up here. Actually, we'll put a levee there and there, I guess, to make traversing this area slightly easier for the beavers. But, you know, they have stuff they're building right now, so it'll take them a while to get around to doing all these weird stuff. Alright, there's the factory. I guess it's got a... Well, I guess after hours now, so there's no supply and demand, but you get the idea. Got a beaver that's injured. But yeah, that bad water diversion system over here, I'd say that worked very well. Extremely well, and we didn't have to flush this lake after a bad tide. I guess this is for river overflow. That floodgate's now for river overflow control. I find that happens in this game. I'll make some sort of water management system for like when a bad tide or a drought happens. Oh, this is where this thing comes in. Flush this. Ooh. Bunch of bad water in there. What the fuck? Anyhow, I'll make like a, why is that shit so contaminated there? Oh, that's weird. Very weird. Anyhow, yeah, this is dealing with all that contamination really fast. I'll make a system in early game that, like, is to manage bad water or something. And then shortly after I make that system, I'll change the whole thing. I'll change how all the bad water flows and it's no longer necessary. So it's like, bunch of wasted time there. I'll just have this thing run for a while doing... Why the fuck is there a bit of bad water that is just infinitely sitting there? Hang on, let me try to close this so that, okay, that gets sucked up. That really just become very potent bad water. Does it actually just consume regular water before bad water? That's a dick move, developer. This is just making super potent bad water right here. Real dick move. Small dick move, quite frankly. Here, gonna prepare this area here to receive some contamination barriers. Because this is definitely where I'm gonna place them. For when I have to do this. I think this area is mostly clean now. That'll get rid of the bad water there. But if I do this again, we'll just see if any bad water... Yeah, there's a little bit of bad water that's coming up there. We're getting contamination around here. Oh, it's actually going away now. Okay, so I think it's actually finally eaten away all the bad water that's in this area. Ah, so stupid. Alright. Alright, we don't yet have 400 science, so we can't unlock the bad water thing yet, but we do have 10 explosives, so checkmate. To who? I don't know. That is left as an exercise for the listener. You know what, actually, I'm just gonna have all these trees and shit removed up here. They are just a nuisance at this point. And they will continue to be a nuisance for basically ever, so... Okay, do we have enough for the contamination barrier now? Yeah, okay. Do that in terms of contamination barriering. Eventually we'll... Or, you know... And that. That should be most of what's necessary over here, apart from when we get up here. Here, I'm gonna... prioritize all of the deletion operations that are happening up here, because they do matter, like, a lot. Alright, and then over here we'll also set up a contamination barrier system to prevent the next bad tide that comes through from absolutely devastating this stuff with very potent bad water. In fact, we can expand the area that we're going to plant with oak trees here. Is this actually just... Oh god, this area is just completely out of range here, I guess. Okay. Oh, that was the wrong option. I guess this area is just completely, like, void of trees, so we'll do this, I guess. But yeah, also. Oh yeah, also. We'll straight up do that. Do that to prevent any contamination that collects right here from leaking through the surrounding terrain into, I don't know, causing ugly contamination. I don't really care that it is. I mean, nothing's really going to care about the contamination there. It's just ugly as fuck. Alright, there we go. What are these things? Planks and metal. That is a strange combination. But it's not like we don't literally have a decent quantity of both of those. So, like... we can... demolish that thing now. And also demolish this. These will be replaced with levees. As you may expect. So yeah, I need to be able to come up here, place more contamination barriers there. This one did not get replaced with the fucking oak tree. Let's see, we can remove these stumps here eventually. Yeah, you know, I guess the job of building this stuff is slow, but it is, I guess, a thing. And, yeah, so I think I think I'm gonna leave the stream there for now. It is over 2 hours now, so this has gone rather quickly. As I said earlier, there's no WAN show to stop me today, so I just kind of kept going. I'll let the stuff I have set to build here build off stream, so that next time, so Sunday, we will just have... we'll be beyond this and ready to move on to whatever we're doing next. So yeah, with that, I'm going to have to say thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Please make sure to leave a like on the stream on your way out. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications if you want to be notified of future live streams like this one. Check out my game, which is linked in the description, and I see you all in the next live stream video, whatever, who gives a fuck. Bye!